There were many wonderful Mouseketeers, but there was nobody who approached Annette in popularity.
She had this wonderful innocence about her. No matter what adulation she got, she was just a sweet, nice girl, very loving to the people around her.
I knew way before she brought out to the public that she had been diagnosed with MS.
We didn't tell her parents for 10 years. We didn't tell anybody. We were just living in hopes, you know, waiting on a miracle.
Annette, she came from a very solid family background. And no matter what, she never lost that sense of reality and gratitude for the good things that happened to her.
Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you.
I was trained as a ballet dancer since the time I was 5 years old. And along about the time I was 12 years old, we were putting on a recital, and Walt Disney was in the audience because he had been looking for Mouseketeer material at the time. And next day called my dancing school teacher. Said, I'd like to see the little dark-haired girl. Could you bring her into the studio? So that's how it all started.
We're the Mouseketeers. We want to say hello and give 3 cheers for all of you who see us every day.
Annette was the only Mouseketeer of the 24 of us that Walt Disney hand-selected.
We were broken up into groups. I was lucky enough to be chosen for the one that did the roll call and the closing. So the audience got the most familiar with us, because, you know, we'd go, da-da-da-da-da, Annette, Annette! I loved when I got to do my ballet numbers. And I remember Jimmy Dodd had written a song called Annette.
Who's the little lady who's as dainty as a dream? Who's the one you can't forget? I'll give you just 3 guesses. Annette, Annette, Annette.
The first thing she did by herself was the Annette series. She played a poor farm girl who was so backward with the kids in school, she went to live with a rich aunt.
You must be Aunt Lila. I'm Annette.
Annette?
I ended up being cast as one of the girls. Annette and I spent time together when we were doing that. We just clicked, and we've been friends forever.
We thought alike, we acted alike, and we were both very, very shy, so we could relate to one another.
Hey, Annette, how's about singing a song for us?
What'll I sing?
A corny little song was written for me to sing for all the kids to make fun of me because I was a country girl living in the city. Well, there were so many requests to buy that song as a single. And Walt Disney came to me one day and he said, looks like you're doing very well as a singer. I'm gonna sign you to a recording contract. Well, I was scared to death because I didn't want to ever sing.
How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Whipper will give me a sign. How will I know he's mine?
She used to say, I can't sing. She sang beautifully because that beauty came shining through. Walt Disney, he was like a mentor or a second father to her, and he guided her and gave her a tremendous advice.
During so many different times, I wish he could be with me, with us. And I know that he is. And that makes me happy.
To this day, you mention Walt Disney's name to her, and her eyes fill with tears. She just adored him.
Just to point out how really special he was to me, I had always gone by the one name, you know, on my sweatshirt. So when I stayed under contract, I wanted to change my name because nobody could pronounce Funicello. And we didn't even say Funicello then. My mom and dad sort of Americanized it and pronounced it Funicello. So I went to Mr. Disney one day and I said, please, please, could I change my name? I would love to be Annette Turner. And he said, aren't you proud of your Italian heritage? And I said, yeah, I'm very proud of it, but nobody can pronounce my last name. And he said, first of all, young lady, you are mispronouncing it. It is not Funicello, it's Funicello. It's a beautiful Italian name. Once people learn how to pronounce it, they won't forget it. And I said, yes, sir, thank you. And he was right. After the Mickey Mouse Club had already broken up, I was lucky enough to get Bob and Dick Sherman to write my very first top 10 song, which was called Tall Paul.
Annette was our lucky star, and we started writing specifically for Annette. We wound up writing a lot of material.
After each song made the charts, I thought, how much longer can this go on? I don't sing.
Well, Annette never fancied herself a singer, but any singer that reaches the public and has them go in and buy the records has got to have something.
Annette's voice was very soft. She was being overpowered by the band. So Tootie went out and said, Annette, can you double your voice?
I would sing the song the first time, and then you listen in the earphones, and you sing it exactly the same over your original voice.
And it became the Annette sound.
Tommy Kirk and I did a lot of pictures together. We worked well together, and he was another favorite of Walt Disney's. So he paired us together quite a bit. I played the girl next door, as I usually do.
Francesca certainly seems to find you attractive.
And of course, I was crazy about Tommy Kirk in the movie, but I was the girl next door, and he ignored me when this little French number came along. I always play the girl next door. I used to see these pretty little blonde or red-haired girls come to the studio, and I would say, what is she here for? Well, she's being auditioned for Babes in Toyland. And all of a sudden, one day, Mr. Disney came to me again, and he said, come with me to the hairdressing department. We want to see how you would look as a redhead. So they put a red wig on me, and he said, there's our Mary Quite Contrary.
Annette was in a film called The Horse Masters.
Tommy Kirk and I were sent to England, and it was about an English riding school. No Western saddle, we had to go English and jump fences. I must have gotten thrown every day. There was nothing for me to hold on to. All the balance is done with your knees.
Danny!
In Merlin Jones, I played the girl next door again, as I always did. Crazy about Tommy Kirk. American International just decided to come up with a picture on surfing. And they said, let's get the little dark-haired girl from Disney and Frankie Avalon. Mr. Disney had full script approval of everything that I did. And he read the first script, which was Beach Party. And he came to me one day and said, I'd like to ask a favor of you, Annette. He said, I know that you're on the beach and all the girls will be bikini clad, but you have an image to uphold, and I would request of you not to wear a bikini. Would you please wear a one-piece? And I said, you got it. And I respected him so much, and I felt that he was right. He always made the right choice.
I think Annette keeps going with a positive outlook, with her faith, her family love, and friends. And I think she faces it just like she did on the Mickey Mouse Club. You never know what's coming your way, and you accept it and go on with what is brought to you.
It's just unbelievable how much people think of her. And she always was one to say, I never did anything. I said, no, you only won the hearts of all of the teenagers in the world.
When I think of the impact that Annette had and still has on the world, I'm not surprised. There are certain people who are magical, and it's because she is magical. And when magic touches you, it never leaves you.
Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
These little babies right here. Yes, I owe everything to these ears. I truly do.